This is a video of my updates to the Hallmark Vintage Keepsake Ornament from 1999 with flashing lighthouse light. As we have changed our Christmas tree lighting over the years, this ornament quit working. This year I updated to LED lighting on the tree and decided to take a look at this ornament to see if it can be fixed. Once I opened the lighthouse, I was surprised to find a small circuit board that included a 755 timer IC. The 755 is a low power and voltage version of the popular 555 timer. My next step was to create a schematic representation of the circuit. Here you can see the schematic layout of the circuit. I highlighted the two key areas for the old style incandescent lamps. My first observation was that L1 was across a Zener diode, ZD1. Looking up this part, it is a 3.3 volt Zener diode. I now know why this no longer works. The supply from the new LED Christmas lights has a lower voltage than this ornament requires and can no longer provide the 3.3 volt drop across the Zener diode to light L1. This is also affecting the main supply that is expecting at least 6.2 volts for ZD2 and is why L2 does not light either. I decided that if I'm going to fix this, I should also replace the lamps with LED lights. Evan Designs has a selection of various hobby lights. I selected a warm white for the house lights and a cool white for the lighthouse. The LEDs come in various sizes. Measuring the original lamp, I found it to be 3 millimeters, so I ordered the same size LEDs. Now to fix the design. I needed to get adequate voltage to get the circuit to 6.2 volts. The obvious choice is to either remove ZD1 or replace with a resistor. I chose the resistor as a starting point. Measuring the current at 46 milliamps and doing some Ohm's law calculations, I could use a 50 ohm resistor. I had a 47 ohm, so I started with that. I was also not happy with how the lighthouse light flashed and dimmed, so I also extended the 755 timer values a bit and adjusted the transistor driver circuit for Q1. Here is the reassembled circuit board. As you will see, the current with the LED is as expected when running at 6.2 volts. However, when I plugged the lighthouse back into the tree lights, I noticed a dimming and brightening of the house LED and the lighthouse pattern was off. This suggested that these new LEDs were drawing more power than the tree lights can provide. I found that the drop resistor at ZD1 was not needed, as ZD2 was able to handle the regulation without it. I also decided to add additional resistance to the warm white LED, both to drop the current requirement and make the house look warmer and more natural. Here is the final updated schematic with all the changes highlighted. And now the final reassembled lighthouse. Santa and Mrs. Claus are so happy to have lights once again. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation. Thank you for watching and happy holidays.